Alrighty-yo. We'll try to see if this makes any sense here. So, trying to figure out the arc on the back of my camper, what the radius would be to make that nice arc. So I need to know the distance for my center point to run a string. So doing some numbers here, we got the garage door height minimum is 80.5. I've actually got about 80.25, but I figured give myself a 1/4 inch. Now with the extra weight on the camper, once it sinks down, you know, I mean, it's gonna sink a little bit, but I figure, you know, we'll just go with that. So the max camper height needs to be 80.25. The height to the top of the frame rail is 20.25. So that gives me top of the frame to the top of the camper 60 inches. Top of the rear deck countertop is going to be 20.75 because the front is over here, the back is over here. This countertop height is going to be a little higher than this countertop, and then there's going to be a deck in the middle where we're going to have some kind of cabinetry. So anyways, the point is that we need to know this height here. And the top of the front deck countertop 18.5, not really relevant. This measurement here to here doesn't really matter. What we need to know is the 20.75, and then the deck front to rear is 74 5/8. That's an important number because that's basically this leg of the triangle. So if we do some math, 60 inches minus the 20.75 gives us 39.25, if I did that right. So now we got our triangle measurements. We got 39.25 up from our center point here, 74 5/8 out to the edge of the back of the camper there. So that gives us these angle measurements, which we had to really stretch our memory and do some Googling to remember how to calculate angles. So we got that angle first using the cotangent function, or the inverse tangent. So this divided by that inverse tangent gives us that. And then of course this angle here, because if this is a piece of a pie, this radius here, this angle and this angle should both be square to the center of the circle. So we know that this angle here should be the same as this angle, but regardless, that leaves us a remainder angle minus that 90, blah blah blah, not really important. I sat here and scratched my head for a while yet trying to figure out how do we calculate our radius, and I finally says, okay, that means that we've got 55 degrees roughly remainder in our equilateral triangle. So that tells us what that angle is. Now we know we have a 90-degree angle here because that's 90 there, and we got that number here. So if we got the angle and we have that distance, that would be a sine. So x is what we're looking for. So sine of 55 degrees is equal to our opposite length divided by our what's that called again? Hypotenuse, I guess. So 74 divided by x, transpose those. Of course, we got the sine actually numbered out. Transpose those and do the math, and that gives us 90.5657 inches for our radius. So if I did that correctly, my string needs to be about 90.5 inches, and that should give us our nice arc to make our nice pretty curve. It's not going to be as curvy as this though. I can already tell this height, it's going to be up to probably about in here, right about where that dot is, maybe a little higher. But we're going to draw the line, see what it looks like, and do a cutout, and we'll see what it looks like.